The hidden cost of doing marketing, or more importantly, lead generation by yourself or for yourself. My name is Brandon. I run one of the fastest growing lead generation companies in South Africa called BRBD Marketing, the energy drink for your business. Now, we get a lot of clients who come to us and say, but Brad, should I do it by myself? And so today, in this video, I wanted to cover the two main things of when not to do it yourself and when to do it yourself, and going through, can I say, the argument for each. So let's start with when not to do it for yourself. If you're in a company where you have a decent marketing budget and you want to scale, can I say, generally not doing it yourself is the best option. And here's the biggest reason why. Unless you have a really big marketing budget where you can actually have an entire team, what I see too many companies do is they try and do it themselves, or they work with what I call someone in-house and try to work with a generalist. Now, this can work, but generally what you'll see is that your results are mediocre, not great. And the reason for this is you have a generalist, not a specialist, because you can't afford to get a specialist for your website, email, um, paid ads, lead generation systems, etc. And so you generally get someone who studied marketing, has a general understanding of it all, and does it all okay, not perfectly. And that's essentially where the big difference comes in. So if you're sitting with a budget of somewhere between, can I say, 7 to 20,000 rand, or even 50,000 rand a month, I would say to you, generally working with specialist agencies even and having someone in-house to oversee them is your best idea. Now, that in-house person can be an operations person, an admin person. They don't have to be the marketing expert. They just need to be the one, can I say, making sure all the wheels are turning, operation more than anything else. And often you can get a very specialist agency who can do the main aspects of what you're wanting to do. So in general, if you're wanting to grow, if you're wanting to scale, if you're wanting to get more leads and you're wanting to do it quick and you have a decent marketing budget, then outsourcing it generally is the best option until you have a few 100,000 rand a month to invest in marketing, where you can hire a marketing manager and 1 to 2 specialists, can I say, to oversee your marketing. Okay. Now, when should you consider to do it yourself? Now, there are two options here where I would say to do it yourself. One, having an in-house person early on, or doing it yourself early on when you have minimal budget, your whole total revenue is less than 50,000 rand a month. Doing it yourself is the best option, and I would not go to an agency at this point. And here's why. Especially if you're in startup, you're getting going early on, in most cases, you have a lot of work to figure out, especially if it's your first business, can I say. You've got to work out the sales strategy. You've got to work out the staffing strategy, the offer strategy, all of those different things. And yes, you can say you've done the research, but the truth is the only research that makes sense is that of your customer feedback. And that's going to take you 6 months to a year to get to. So I always say, if you can, for the first year, get started, can I say, by yourself, doing what you can, I think, or generally having one person assist you is generally the best track to get it to the point where you can afford a premium agency like BOB. And if I just take our sister brand Shout Local, which we started last year, is a great one. For the first 6 months, we did everything in-house, playing around, seeing what's working, changed the offer a few times to make sure it worked with the market. Now, from January, we were sitting at a revenue, can I say, above 50,000 Rand a month, and we have a consistent flow of clients, a solid sales process, all of that. Now we're scaling. Now we're essentially bringing in the big guns from BRBD side. We're putting together a proper campaign and investing in the marketing. Why? Because we know everything else operationally is working. Okay. So trust me, don't say, oh, I've done the research. Trust me, the research isn't enough. You need that 6 months to a year beforehand where you're going to play around, you're going to try things yourself, and you're going to fail. That's when you're heading to BNI meetings. That's when you're heading to Facebook groups. That's when you're heading to networking events, and you're pitching, getting feedback, getting feedback more than anything else. Okay. The other aspect where I think it makes a lot of sense, and I'm going to be controversial in this, is generally if you're wanting to do social media, having someone in-house can often be the best course. The reason being, taking someone in-house who can film, who can go to site, who can take photos, all of that, and share that sort of information is a great first step for you to establish yourself as a brand, not necessarily a lead generation strategy, but to beginning constant content going out there. What I then would do is, when you have a little bit of budget, is you would bring in someone like Sherry from Graphic Resolutions, for example, who does a lot of our consulting, who she's a strategist, and she's going to come in and help you put that proper content plan together, the trends, the hashtags, the research, which then the in-house person can take over the heavy lifting and the filming, can I say, of it. So this allows you to, can I say, minimize your costs and do a lot more content rather than if you outsource it simply due to the cost and time aspect of coming around, of filming, of editing. You'll be spending a fair bit of money, probably somewhere 6 to 10 grand a month, having a full social media agency. Will they be there worth most of the time? No. There are a few occasions, as I say, like with Sherry, where it's worth your while. But the better option I would recommend is have a strategist who can meet with that in-house person once to twice a month, maybe more, to put together proper strategies and plans with them, which they can then execute, allowing you to save costs, but also grow. Anyway, so that's the difference between outsourcing, can I say, or versus doing it yourself. And I say you've always got to look at what is the opportunity? What is the opportunity cost you're going after or losing because of doing it yourself versus going with an agency? And the biggest advice I would give you is if you do have an agency, is keep tabs. Which is a lot of agencies out there who will run away, won't do things for months because the clients start checking in on them. And to me, having that monthly or quarterly meeting with your agency where you can sit down, go through the stats, making sure you understand, or having someone in-house overseeing it to make sure that you're getting the most out of that agency budget and marketing budget, regardless of where you're putting it, and what strategy you're following. So yeah, that's all from my side. And if you are looking for a premium lead generation agency to help you fill that inbox with qualified leads, then make sure you click the link down below and get a quote from BRBD, the energy drink for your business.